The Galactic Defense Academy's Xenobiology 101 classroom fell silent as Professor Zelith's tentacles rippled with nervous energy. The holographic display flickered to life, showing the razor-sharp fangs of a Catherian shadow beast, apex predator of the Outer Rim territories. "Class dismissed for today," Zelith announced, her voice trembling through the universal translator. "Tomorrow we'll cover proper evacuation protocols when encountering Class 7 predators." Most students filed out quickly, their various appendages, wings, and limbs carrying them away from the terrifying images as fast as their species allowed. But one figure remained seated, the human exchange student Marcus Chen, who was staring at the hologram with what could only be described as amusement. Vextar, a reptilian from the hegemony's military caste, paused near Marcus's desk. His scaled head tilted in confusion as he observed the human's facial expression, something his people had learned to interpret during recent diplomatic exchanges. "Human Marcus," Vextar hissed softly. "You display signs of humor? This is most perplexing." Marcus looked up, his brown eyes sparkling with barely contained laughter. "Oh, sorry. It's just..." He gestured at the hologram, which now showed a voidstalker's serrated claws. "This is your scary predator curriculum?" Professor Zelith's eye stalk swiveled toward them, her bioluminescent patches flashing alarm colors. "Mr. Chen, I must remind you that these creatures have terrorized civilized space for millennia. The shadow beast alone has been responsible for the extinction of 14 sentient species." Right, Marcus nodded, though his grin never faded. "It's just that where I come from, we'd call that Tuesday." The remaining students, a mix of crystalline shard people, gaseous nebula dwellers, and insectoid hive minds, turned their attention toward the human. Vextar's inner eyelids blinked rapidly, a sign of deep confusion among his kind. "Perhaps," Professor Zelith said carefully, "you could enlighten us about Earth's predator situation. For academic purposes, of course." Marcus stood up, stretching in that peculiar way humans did. "Well, let's see. We've got about 47 species of shark in our oceans, some reaching 20 feet in length with rows of serrated teeth designed for tearing flesh. Then there are saltwater crocodiles, ambush predators that can snap a grown human in half with a single bite." Zelith's chromatophores flickered between green and purple, the cephalopoid equivalent of nervous laughter. "Surely you jest, Mr. Chen." "Oh, that's just getting started," Marcus continued, warming to his topic. "We've got big cats, leopards, tigers, lions that can leap 30 feet horizontally and climb trees while carrying prey twice their body weight. Grizzly bears that stand 10 feet tall and can run 30 miles per hour. Venomous snakes, spiders, jellyfish, and octopi." A crystalline student's harmonic voice chimed in. "But surely your species evolved proper fear responses. Hiding behaviors? Burrowing instincts?" Marcus chuckled. "Not exactly. See, humans have this weird trait. We tend to think dangerous things are fun." The silence that followed was deafening. "Fun?" Vextar's voice cracked. "Yeah, we swim with sharks for entertainment. We climb mountains where oxygen is so thin it kills other species. We jump out of perfectly functional aircraft with nothing but fabric parachutes. Oh, and we keep apex predators as pets." Professor Zelith's tentacles had gone completely still, a sign of either deep thought or total system shutdown among her people. "You domesticate predators?" she whispered. "Dogs are descended from wolves. Cats are basically tiny tigers that we let live in our homes. Some humans keep actual tigers, bears, even venomous snakes as companions." A hive mind drone began clicking rapidly, its collective consciousness apparently struggling to process this information. Marcus pulled up his personal data pad and scrolled through images. "Here's my neighbor's dog, Rex. He's part wolf, weighs 180 pounds, and loves playing with kids. This is my apartment building's therapy cat, Mr. Whiskers. His ancestors were desert hunting machines. And this," he showed them a video of humans diving with great white sharks, "is from my cousin's vacation last year." The video showed humans in thin protective suits swimming calmly alongside creatures that the Academy classified as extinction-level maritime threats. The humans appeared to be enjoying themselves. Zelith managed to speak first. How did your species survive long enough to develop spaceflight?" "Oh, we almost didn't," Marcus admitted cheerfully. "Humans have this thing called persistence hunting. See, we're not the fastest or strongest, but we just don't stop. We'll chase prey for days across continents until it collapses from exhaustion. We're basically the horror movie monster from our prey's perspective. Vextar sat down heavily, his military bearing cracking. Your species hunted megafauna to extinction through stubbornness? Pretty much. Though we felt bad about it later and started conservation efforts. That's kind of our thing. We'll hunt something to near extinction, then spend centuries trying to bring it back because we miss having it around. The nebula dweller in the corner began pulsing rapidly, their species equivalent of hyperventilation. Professor Zelith slowly changed her display back to the shadow beast. Mr. Chen, hypothetically speaking, if a human encountered one of these creatures on a hostile world, what would be the expected survival strategy? Marcus studied the hologram thoughtfully. Well, first I'd need to know if it's more like a big cat or a bear. Big cat strategy is different from bear strategy. Though honestly, he grinned that unsettling human grin again. It kind of looks like a dog. I bet if you fed it regularly and scratched behind those horn things, it would probably follow you home. The classroom erupted in a cacophony of alien distress sounds. Later that evening, Professor Zelith filed her daily report to the Academy's Xenobiology Department. Her tentacles trembled as she typed, "Recommend immediate revision of threat assessment protocols. Human species appears to view our apex predator catalog as potential recreational activities. Request psychological evaluation of exchange student, though preliminary assessment suggests he may be entirely typical of his kind. We may need to reconsider who the real predators are in this galaxy."